It was a day that would forever be etched in the memory of humanity. May 6, 1937, Lakehurst, New Jersey. The majestic Hindenburg, a symbol of human ingenuity and progress, was poised to complete its transatlantic journey. Passengers and crew were filled with anticipation. They had traveled thousands of miles, carried by the wind across the ocean. Little did they know that fate had a cruel twist in store. As the airship neared the mooring mast, a sudden small glimmer caught the eyes of onlookers. A small flame, almost insignificant at first, danced near the tail. In the blink of an eye, the flame transformed into a raging inferno. The sky, once filled with the promise of a new age, was now ablaze with the horrifying glow of the burning airship. Screams pierced the air as the once mighty Hindenburg, consumed by flames, began its descent to the earth. The disaster unfolded in a matter of seconds, leaving the world in shock and disbelief. The dream of luxurious air travel lay shattered on the ground, a smoldering testament to the unforgiving nature of fire and the fragility of human ambition. The Hindenburg disaster was more than just an accident. It was a tragedy that sent shockwaves across the globe. It marked a turning point in the history of aviation, forever changing the way we perceive the skies. To understand the magnitude of the Hindenburg disaster, we must first understand the era it represented. The early 20th century was a time of unprecedented technological advancement. The Wright brothers had conquered the skies, and the world was captivated by the possibilities of air travel. Among these marvels of engineering, airships, particularly Zeppelins, stood out. The Hindenburg, named after the late German President Paul von Hindenburg, was the pinnacle of this era. It was a colossal airship, a giant of the skies, measuring over 800 feet in length. To put that into perspective, that's almost 3 times the length of a Boeing 747. The Hindenburg was more than just an airship. It was a symbol of national pride for Germany. It represented the country's engineering prowess and its ambition to conquer the skies. The airship was a luxurious hotel in the clouds, complete with dining rooms, a lounge, and even a smoking room. The promise of the Hindenburg was the promise of a new era of air travel. An era where crossing the Atlantic wouldn't take days on a ship, but a mere 36 hours in unparalleled comfort. It was a dream that captured the imagination of the world. At the heart of the Hindenburg, and indeed all Zeppelins of that era, lay a volatile secret: hydrogen. Lighter than air and readily available, hydrogen was the lifeblood of these airships, allowing them to achieve lift and soar through the sky. But hydrogen had a dark side, a dangerous secret that would ultimately lead to the Hindenburg's downfall. Hydrogen is highly flammable. All it takes is a tiny spark to ignite it, releasing a tremendous amount of energy in a fiery explosion. The Hindenburg's creators were aware of this risk. They took precautions, lining the gas cells with a special material designed to prevent leaks. They even prohibited passengers from carrying matches or lighters. But despite these measures, the inherent danger of using hydrogen remained. It was a risk they were willing to take, a gamble they believed would pay off. They were wrong. The Hindenburg, for all its grandeur and technological marvel, was a disaster waiting to happen. A single spark, a moment of carelessness was all it took to turn that dream into a nightmare. May 6, 1937, began like any other spring day. The Hindenburg, after a smooth journey from Frankfurt, Germany, was scheduled to land in Lakehurst, New Jersey. On board were 36 passengers and 61 crew members, eager to disembark after their transatlantic adventure. The air buzzed with excitement as the massive airship neared the landing site. The landing, however, was delayed due to thunderstorms in the area. The Hindenburg circled for hours, its passengers peering out the windows at the gathering storm clouds below. The delay, though inconvenient, did little to dampen the spirits of those on board. They were about to complete a journey that was, at the time, considered the height of luxury travel. As the storm subsided, the Hindenburg made its final approach. The ground crew prepared for the landing, their faces a mixture of awe and anticipation. The airship, illuminated by the setting sun, cast an imposing shadow over the landing field. It was a moment of both beauty and impending doom, a stark reminder that even in the face of human ingenuity, nature is in control. The Hindenburg disaster occurred on May 6, 1937, when the airship caught fire while attempting to land in Lakehurst, New Jersey. The exact cause of the fire remains a topic of debate, but it is widely believed that a combination of static electricity and a hydrogen leak was to blame. The fire spread rapidly, engulfing the airship in less than a minute. Of the 97 souls on board, 36 perished, along with one member of the ground crew. The once mighty Hindenburg, a symbol of human ingenuity and luxury, was reduced to smoldering wreckage in a matter of moments. Imagine the grandeur of Christ the Redeemer, reduced to ashes in seconds. An unimaginable tragedy. This catastrophe marked the end of the airship era as a mode of passenger transport. The world watched in horror as newsreels captured the tragic event, etching it into history as a grim reminder of the dangers that accompany even the most inspiring advancements. The Hindenburg disaster, with its swift and devastating impact, forever altered the course of aviation history. It serves as a poignant example of how, in the face of nature's indomitable forces, human achievements can be both magnificent and tragically fragile. Just like the force of nature that ravages our cities with floods and landslides, reminding us of our vulnerability. The skies would never be the same again, and the promise of the skies was forever shadowed by the haunting memory of the Hindenburg's fall. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share it with your friends. It helps us bring you more interesting content.